Test 1, 2. Where is El Gato? There we go. Okay.
Welcome to the training lesson on the employment of unguided bombs using CCIP and CCRP master modes.
Test 1,
I've
2.
engaged the autopilot to maintain altitude and heading. Pay attention to the air.
Alright, that should be a little bit better. Now I gotta get my joysticks. Okay, that's one. And a 2. Alright, let's see how this one does.
Airspeed and manage the throttle to stay above 200 knots throughout.
Still waiting on my my desk mounts to show up, so it's gonna be a little tricky. Most of these throttles still being handheld. Okay. Oh, and then let me set up chat as well. Oh, and then let me set up chat as well. Boom. So now, oh, that's in the way. Let me make it a little smaller. Okay. Now I should be able to read chat every now and then just by hitting a little button on here. Should be able to go tap, chat, and lower that a little bit. Hit virtual desktop. So now I have it's in the way. Let me make it a little smaller. Chat window. Now I should be able to read chat every now and then just by hitting a little button on. Very cool. Alright, so now I could just hit my one button and chat's right there. You guys can't see it, but I can. See, I can with my fingers just I can send an emoji real quick. See, I can go YouTube, chat window, enter right there, and I just fucked it up. Hitting a little button. Very cool. Alright, so now I could just hit my one button and chat's right there. You guys can't see it, but I can. See, I can with my fingers just I can send an emoji real quick. See, I can go YouTube, chat window, enter there. And something going on with the audio. Very cool. Alright, so now I can just hit my one button and chat's right there. You guys can't see it, but I can. Sounds. With my fingers. Yeah, go to the volume mixer and turn that down. Quick. See, and go YouTube. Chat window. Enter. Perfect. Alright. Now we're good. Slick. Whoops. Okay. How do I hide this now? There we go. Boom. Back to DCS. Excellent. Alright. Just put that over here. I'll put it right here. Out of the way. Alright. Let's learn how to bomb some stuff.
This mission. Set the TAD range to 40 nautical miles. To do this, first make the TAD Zoe by pressing OSB 15, and then press the HOTAS demist down command or the end key on the keyboard 3 times.
Three times. One. One, two, three.
Now change the HUD back to Zoe by pressing the HOTAS quickly head up command or the U key on the keyboard.
Okay.
The A10C can be armed with Mark 82 500-pound and Mark 84 2,000-pound low-drag general-purpose LDGP freefall bombs. In addition, the Mark 82 air high-drag version of the basic Mark 82 is available for retarded delivery at low altitudes. Finally, the CBU-87
figure out what my zoom button is. Okay. Because you guys won't be able to see it without zoom. HOTAS speed brake forward, aft. That doesn't do anything. So I'll set that to zoom. UI layer. VR zoom. Boom.
Munitions CEM cluster bomb is available for use against lightly armored area targets, such as concentrations of vehicles. Let's open the DSMS page now with OSB 14 to review our payload for this flight.
14.
We are carrying 6 Mark 82s loaded on triple ejector racks, tier, on stations 3 and 9, and 4 Mark 82 airs on stations 4, 5, 7, and 8. Press OSB 1 to enter the profile main page.
Okay. OSB 1.
Now press OSB 19 to select the Mark 82 profile, and then press OSB 3 to enter the profile control page.
Mark 82 profile, okay, and OSB 3, 1, 2, 3.
Press OSB 6 to set the release mode to PRS, pairs. With this setting, each press of the weapon's release button will unload a single Mark 82 from each of the tier stations on both sides of the aircraft. Once the release mode is set to pairs, press OSB 16 to enter the profile settings page.
OSB 16.
On the profile settings page, OSB 20 is used to select the safe escape maneuver, SIM, currently set to CLM, climb. It's important to remember that when the mission starts on the ground, either a cold start on the ramp or a hot start on the runway, the default SIM will usually be set to none. In that case, you will not be able to get a valid CCIP solution. You should set the sim to either CLM, TRN, turn, or TLT, turn level turn, prior to entering the combat area. The profile settings page also allows you to set the bomb desired time of fall, DESTOF, with OSB 19, and minimum release altitude, MINALT, with OSB 18. These settings will determine the positions of the minimum range staple, MRS, and desired release cue, DRC, of the CCIP solution. We'll have a chance to view these indications in a few minutes. Press the spacebar key to proceed to the next step. Let's set the minimum release altitude to 1,500 feet. To do this, first enter 1500 into the UFC scratch pad, then press OSB 18 to store the value in the DSMS. Press OSB 3 to save the changes to this profile. Let's now configure the Mark 82 errors by pressing OSB 19 to select the MK82 AHI profile, and then press OSB 3 to enter the profile control page.
I'm positive he didn't say APO. Okay, anyways.
We'll make a number of changes to this profile. Press OSB 6 to set the release mode to ripple single. This will release the bombs individually in sequence. Set the ripple quantity to 2 by entering 2 into the UFC scratch pad, followed by OSB 8. Press OSB 10 to change the HUD mode for this profile to CCRP. Note that the default fuse setting for NT, nose tail, on OSB 7 will result in a deployed chute for a high drag delivery. Leave this setting as is so we can try a high drag CCRP delivery from low altitude. To release the Mark 82 air as a low drag bomb, you would change the fuse setting to nose. Also note the impact interval setting of 75 feet on OSB 9, which you can change by entering a different value through the UFC. Press OSB 16 to enter the profile settings page.
CCRP, alright. So the impact interval of...
Set the minimum release altitude to 200 feet by entering 200 into the UFC scratch pad, followed by OSB 18. Press OSB 3 to save the changes to this profile. Press OSB 1 to return to the DSMS status page. Set the master arm on the AHC panel to train by right-clicking the switch twice. Bombs are deployed using either CCIP, Continuously Computed Impact Point, or CCRP, Continuously Computed Release Point HUD modes. Put plainly, CCIP indicates the calculated point of the bomb impact on the ground, while CCRP indicates a desired weapon release point in the air. Of the two modes, CCIP is the most straightforward, requiring only for the pilot to place the pipper on the target and pickle the weapon. However, CCIP is also problematic in that it requires a significant dive angle for the reticle to become visible on the HUD. This brings you closer to the enemy and, often just as deadly, the ground. To begin working with CCIP, select the Mark 82 profile by pressing the Select Down rocker key on the UFC. Alternatively, you can press the HOTAS Demus right command or page down key on the keyboard.
Select down rocker right here. Yeah.
CCIP indication is now visible on the HUD as a dashed line, called a projected bomb impact line, PBIL. Dashed indication means the pipper is below the HUD field of view. To see the reticle with pipper, we'll perform a dive in a minute. Before we try this, let's review some of the important elements of CCIP indication. You may want to have the flight manual open to reference CCIP illustrations.
Nice job.
Press the spacebar key to proceed when ready. Good one. The P-bill is a theoretical prediction of pipper track along the ground under current flight parameters. A convenient way to bring the pipper on target is to run the target down the P-bill. The aiming reticle includes the pipper dot in the center, an unwinding range bar to indicate slant range to the impact point in thousands of feet, and a minimum range caret, MRC. Along the P-bill, you will see the minimum range staple, MRC.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna share this on Facebook too. Alright, looking good. Excellent.
Which has to remain above the reticle to maintain a valid CCIP solution. If a desired time of fall is set in the weapon profile, a desired release cue will also be indicated on the P-bill. Keeping the DRC over the target as you dive toward it will guide you toward a release point that matches the time of fall set in the profile. Press the spacebar key to proceed when ready.
Okay, the PBIL is a theoretical prediction of the pipper track along the ground under the current flight parameters. A convenient way to bring the pipper on its target is to run the target down the PBIL, the pipper. The aiming reticle includes the pipper dot in the center, an unwinding range bar to indicate slant range to the impact point in thousands of feet, and a minimum range caret, MRC. Along the PBIL, pipper, you will see the minimum range staple, MRS, which has to remain above the reticle to maintain the CCIP solution. If a desired time of fall is set in the weapon's profile, the desired release cue will also be indicated on the PBIL. Keeping the DRC over the target as you dive towards it will guide you to release towards a release point that matches the time of fall set in the profile. Alright, we'll see.
Now we'll perform a dive so you can see the CCIP reticle come into view. Minimize acceleration in the dive by reducing engine power and opening the speed brakes if necessary. Recover above 3,000 feet. Whenever you're ready, reduce engine power and press the spacebar key to proceed. I will disengage the autopilot so you can begin the dive.
Alright, here we go.
Autopilot is now off. You have control. Pitch the nose down between minus 30 to minus 40 degrees. To maximize accuracy of the CCIP solution, it's best to minimize acceleration in the dive and maintain a stable flight path. Try to maintain the TVV on a point on the ground above the target. This will result in the CCIP pipper crawling toward the target.
There it is.
Do not attempt to keep the CCIP reticle stable over one point, as this will produce negative G and cause a problematic solution in weapon release.
Boom. Boom.
Level
Boom.
out. If you wish, you can try a couple more dry runs using CCIP, but you will need to recover some altitude first. Press the spacebar key when you are ready to proceed to the next lesson topic.
Okay, let's try it again. It's pretty cool how it just hangs out. try it again. Let's bomb this little box over here. And release, boom.
Pull up,
All right.
pull up.
Got it, I got it, I got it. We're good. Thank you. Alright. Let's get back to about 6,000 feet. Level off. So I'm in the A10 Warthog, by the way. Not flying the Harrier. So I am learning a new plane. Might as well.
Next, we will consider CCIP-CR, consent to release mode. Maintain heading for waypoint 2, MSN 002. Climb to 6,000 feet and maintain airspeed above 200 knots. Autopilot is on. To overcome some of the limitations of CCIP mode, the A10C features two CCIP-CR consent to release modes. In CR mode, the CCIP reticle is always visible on the HUD, whereas in standard CCIP, the reticle disappears out of view when the impact point is below the HUD. In CR mode, it remains dashed and latched to the bottom of the HUD. This allows you to designate a target by placing the pipper over it and perform the attack by pressing down and holding the weapons release button. Doing so adds indication to the HUD to guide you to the desired weapons release point. Weapons are released automatically as you pass the release point as long as the weapon release button is held down. CR mode comes in two flavors, 3.9 and 5mm. We'll try using 3.9 mode as it allows more error in the delivery. CR modes are enabled in the FC test menu. Right-click the FC switch on the AHCP once to set it to test.
Okay, did that. Let's wait for the recording file to stop.
Press the UFC data rocker key to change the CCIP consent OPT option from off to 3.9. Now set the FC switch back to on by left-clicking the FC switch once.
Oh, yeah, change the reticle.
Press the HOTAS master mode button or M key on the keyboard to return the HUD to CCIP mode. Note the 3.9 indication on the HUD as the weapon release mode. I will now disengage the autopilot so you can practice using CR mode. To see CCIP-CR indication on the HUD, take the nose down about 5 degrees.
Warning, autopilot.
Yeah, turn off your autopilot. Invalid. Okay. Valid. Guns.
Dashed CCIP indication is now visible on the HUD with the reticle latched to the bottom. You can press right control plus right shift plus numpad A to shift your view up to better see the reticle. Place the pipper over a desired target point and press and hold the weapon release button to see the CR post designate indication. The indication is now solid. An azimuth steering line, ASL, with the 5mm solution cue and time to release numeric TTR is added to the HUD. Fly the aircraft so the P-bill and ASL remain aligned. As you approach the target, the TTRN will begin the countdown to release and the solution cue will move down the HUD. Your objective is to fly the aircraft so that the solution cue runs down the P-bill and passes through the center of the CCIP reticle. You can now continue to practice targeting using CCIP-CR mode. Press the spacebar key when you are ready to proceed to the next topic.
Yeah. We're good, pal. Boom! Oh, here comes a train.
Pull up, pull up.
Boom!
Altitude, altitude.
What the hell is that? Oh, just tape. We're good, dude. I'm in an A10. These things can fly slow. It's fine. Okay.
CCIP CR5 mil mode functions identically to 3.9 mode, except that the weapons are released only if the CCIP reticle pipper passes directly through the 5mm solution cube. Next, we'll take a look at CCRP mode. Select the MK82 AHI profile by pressing the HOTAS DMS right command or the page down key on the keyboard. Press the HOTAS master mode button or M key on the keyboard to select CCRP mode.
Alright. Press the DMS right command or the page down key on it. Okay. And then master mode. Okay.
CCRP indication is much like CCIP CR post designate, with the ASL and 5mm solution cube providing aiming cues toward the desired weapon release point for the target. The difference is that in CCRP mode, the target is marked by a sensor point of entry, speed, using any of the available sensors. We'll try using the HUD to designate a speed using the target designation cue, TDC. Press the spacebar key to proceed when ready.
Okay, we'll try using the HUD to designate an SPI using the target designation queue. Yikes. Alright, let's try it.
Hold the HOTAS slew control down or the period key on the keyboard to slew the HUD TDC down to the highlighted box on the HUD. Designate this point as the speed by holding down the HOTAS TMS up command or left control plus up arrow keys on the keyboard.
Okay.
CCRP indication is now visible on the HUD with the familiar azimuth steering line and 5mm solution cue. As you approach the target, the solution cue and TTRN timer will move down the ASL, and the weapons will release as they pass through the CCRP reticle while the weapons release button is held down. Because we set up the MK82 AHI profile for a high drag delivery, the release point will be virtually above the target in this case. You can try designating other speed locations if you wish. Press the spacebar key to proceed to the next topic.
Pull up, pull up.
Boom! We're gonna drop some real bombs soon?
We'll now fly into the weapons range to drop some live ordnance.
Sweet.
Hold down the HOTAS TMS down command or left control plus down arrow keys on the keyboard to reset the speed to the steer point. Set the master arm to on by left clicking the switch twice. Press the HOTAS DMS up command or home key on the keyboard to set your steer point for waypoint 3, range. Navigate to the weapons range. You will want to gain some altitude to practice CCIP runs. The weapons range is set up with a number of target arrays. Practice dropping Mark 82s and Mark 82 airs in CCIP, CCIP CR, and CCRP modes. Remember, we set the Mark 82 air profile for a high drag delivery, so you can use CCRP mode to designate the target with the HUD TDC, and deliver the bombs at low altitude and level flight. You are approaching the weapons range. In general, it's best to keep the target at your 10 or 2 o'clock position as you approach. This allows you to keep your eyes on the target to better time your roll-in for the dive. This concludes the training portion of the flight. Targets are now marked with red smoke and you are cleared in.
Get some weapons on.
Pull up, pull up.
Don't know about that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Should have done it. Didn't drop anything. Says I don't have that weapon anymore though. Okay. Don't know, man. Let's go to Mark 82. Okay. Let's try it again. Okay, I got it now. I got it. Okay. I'm gonna blow up some tanks now. I'm gonna blow up some motherfucking tanks.
Pull up. Pull up.
Nice run.
Woo! Two left.
Pull up.
Night.
Pull up.
Oh, a little early. A little early. Okay. Let's do it right. Let's do it right. Put the pipper on point. Woo! Got it. Got that tent. This kid's a wrecking machine. Driving like it's hot. Alright, let's go for those center boys. Only got a couple left. See if we can get all 4. Should have dropped it. Close. Okay. All we got left is that. What are we doing on fuel? 3,500, 2,500 each tank.
Pull up, pull up.
Oh.
Good hit.
Yeah, baby. Got that tank. Oh, and I got the Gatling gun too, huh? Alright. Let's see, how do I select the Gatling gun again? Probably just go to guns. No. Fixed M1. Man, how do I get to the guns? Fixed M1, MK2 AZR. Let's take a look. So I got 2 of these bombs left. Alright. They're unguided.
Pull up, pull up.
Close. Oh, there we go. The gun. Oh, I need to have master arm on as well. Then I can probably... Yep. Alright. no, not Mickey's farm. Alright, let's light up some of these tanks. Depleted uranium.
Pull up, pull up.
Woo!
Altitude, altitude.
Haha! Good night. This is so awesome. Play fuel. Alright, let's line up on those trucks.
Good hits on those targets.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Yeehaw! Can't wait till I get that desk mount. Get all these cables out of the way. Nice. Oh, big boom. Yeah. Big bada boom.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Tense. $900 rounds left. Let's use them. Let's also drop a bomb while we're at it.
Pull up, pull up.
There we go. Got one left. There's a train coming. I don't want to blow it up. This bomb's for you.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Kaboom! Alright. Just got my Gatling gun left.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Crazy.
Got some hits there.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Oh, that's damage. Alright, final pass. Then we're gonna move on to guided weapons.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Yeah, baby. I love it. I love it. Alright. See if I remember how to use our TACAN system. Probably not. I don't need it. Runway should just be over there. There it is.
Couple Eddie. Hawk 1-1. Inbound.
Okay. Flight.
Altitude, altitude.
Got you, girl.
Speed brake. Speed brake.
Boom, baby. And we are parked. Like a glove. Man, that was awesome. Ooh, got an air medal. Okie doke. Oh, that was a nice training run. Let's see what the next one is. Precision guided munitions. This lesson we will overview the employment of the precision guided munitions, not musicians, wow, in the A10C. That's before I use the Maverick missiles, so I'm going to be dropping laser guided bombs most likely. How's it going? You watching on Facebook or YouTube? I'm in the air again. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looks like it's capturing stuff, right? Okay.
Welcome to the training flight on the employment of precision-guided munitions, PGM. In this lesson, we'll practice using the Lighting 2 targeting pod, TGP, to engage ground targets with laser and satellite-guided bombs. I've engaged the autopilot to keep us level and on course. Manage the throttle to maintain airspeed above 200 knots. Press the space bar key when you are ready to begin.
So I got 2 missiles, 2 laser-guided bombs. No, 4 laser-guided bombs. And over here I have, instead of that, is the litany tool. That will be what's doing all the tracking. So I got to make sure that my left wing is the primary rotator. All right, looks good.
The A10C is equipped with 2 types of PGM. laser guided bomb, LGB, and inertially aided munition, IM. LGB munitions home in on the laser energy reflected from a target being painted by a laser designator, such as the one installed on the Lighting 2 targeting pod, TGP, or from another source on the ground or in the air. This makes it possible for another platform to provide designation or buddy lays while the firing platform remains passive. The laser-guided GBUs guided bomb unit carried by the A10C include the GBU-10 and GBU-12. These are essentially Mark 84 and Mark 82 general-purpose unguided bombs equipped with a Paveweight 2 LGB kit, which adds a laser seeker to the nose and a set of retractable control fins on the tail of the bomb. One advantage of the lighter GBU-12 is that up to 3 can be carried on triple ejector racks, tiers, on stations 3, 4, 8, and 9. Press the spacebar key to proceed.
Okey doke.
IMs carried by the A10C include the Joint Directed Attack Munition, JDAM, and the Wind Corrected Munition Dispenser, WCMD, often pronounced WICMID. Like the Paveweight 2, JDAM is a GBU conversion of the Mark 82 and Mark 84 unguided bombs. However, JDAM utilizes a GPS receiver to determine target and own position. The advantage of using satellite navigation is that, unlike optical systems, it is unaffected by weather conditions. It's also passive and provides a fire and forget capability to the firing platform, allowing more than one target to be engaged at a time. The A10C is equipped with the GBU 31 2,000-pound JDAM and the GBU 38 500-pound JDAM. Press the spacebar key to proceed.
So those aren't laser guided. Those are satellite bombs. Yep. Okay, I just keep hitting spacebar.
The CBU-103 WCMD is a conversion of the CBU-87 cluster bomb. An inertial navigation system, INS, is added to the weapon to provide autonomous guidance toward the target. Like the JDAM, this makes the weapon passive and provides fire and forget capability to the firing platform. Let's now review our payload on the DSMS page by pressing OSB-14 on the left of FCP.
Already on it.
We are carrying 2 GBU-12s on stations 4 and 8, and 2 GBU-38s on stations 5 and 7. We are also carrying the Lighting 2 targeting pod, TGP, on station 2, and 2 captive AIM-9Ms on station 11. Press OSB-1 to enter the profile main page.
Okay.
Press OSB-19 to cycle to the GBU-12 profile, and then press OSB-3 to enter the profile control page. Press OSB-10 to change the default profile to CCRP. Then press OSB-16 to enter the profile settings page. The Auto LS Auto Lays rotary on OSB-6 selects between automatic and manual laser firing. When set to on, the laser is fired automatically after weapon release. The LS time setting on OSB-17 sets the time in seconds before bomb impact for the laser to fire. When set to 0, the laser will not fire. When set to a value greater than the projected time of fall, the laser will fire immediately after weapon release. When Auto Lays is set to off, the laser is fired manually by the pilot using the HOTAS nose wheel steering button or the insert key on the keyboard. If the latch option of the TGP is also set to off, the laser only fires as long as the nose wheel steering button is held down. The SOLN solution rotary on OSB-16 selects between ORP, optical release point, and BAL, ballistic release point solution queues for a CCRP release. Turn on Auto Lays with OSB-6. Set the LS time value to 10 seconds by entering 10 into the UFC scratch pad, followed by OSB-17. Press OSB-3 to save the changes to this profile. Press OSB-19 to switch to the GBU-38 profile, and then OSB-3 to view the profile control page. Once again, the options on the profile control page are familiar. Let's take a look at the profile settings page with OSB-16. As you can see, There are no unique options specific to the
Certain
GBU38
altitude.
profile settings. Let's bring the left MFCD back to the TAD page with OSB 15. Employing PGMs from the A10C is relatively straightforward. All you need to do is designate the target point as the sensor point of interest speed and release the weapons in CCRP mode. To begin, set the TGP to air to ground AG mode by pressing OSB 2 on the right MFCD. It's usually best to prepare for the engagement while keeping the target at your 2 or 10 o'clock position. Otherwise, you run the risk of running over the target before you are finished setting up for the attack. In this case, the weapons range is co-located with waypoint 4, range. We can use this waypoint to cue the TGP to the target. Set your steer point for waypoint 4, range.
Okay.
Now slave all sensors to speed by pressing the HOTAS China Hat Forward Long command or the V key on the keyboard.
China hat forward. Hold on.
You should now be looking directly at the target array range. Note that although the TGP can see out to a great range, you generally want to be under 20 miles for visual detection of a target. Make the TGP your SOI by pressing the HOTAS Coolie Hat Right Long command or hold the K key on the keyboard. Change the field of view FOV setting to narrow by pressing the HOTAS China Hat Forward Short command or the V key on the keyboard. To get a closer view of the target area, you can zoom in by holding the HOTAS Demus Up command or Home key on the keyboard. Your first target is on the southeast corner of the array, now marked with red smoke. Slew the TGP to the target using the HOTAS slew control or semicolon, comma, period, / key commands on the keyboard. Once the crosshairs are over the target, press the HOTAS Demus Up command or left control and up arrow keys on the keyboard to set the TGP to area track mode. Repeat the command to set the TGP to point track mode.
TMS up. Hold on. Forward, not up. Okay. Set the TGP to area track mode. Get it. Oh, okay. Got it. Area, point. Area, point. Got it. Okay. Okay, now what? I mean, it's gonna tell me what's next.
Warning, autopilot.
This is just broken.
Now make the target your new speed by pressing the HOTAS team is up long command or holding the left control and up arrow keys on the keyboard. As we approach the range, bring up the DSMS page on the left MFCD by pressing OSB 14. Press the select down rocker key on the UFC to select the GBU 12 profile and make sure the HUD is in CCRP mode. Autopilot is now off. You have control. Now maneuver the aircraft to line up the azimuth steering line
Warning,
ASL with the
autopilot.
projected bomb impact line P-bill of the CCRP reticle. When you are about 20 seconds from the release point, a time to release numeric TTRN will appear adjacent to the solution queue at the top of the ASL. About 5 seconds before release, the solution queue and TTRN will begin to move down the ASL toward the CCRP reticle. At that point, you need to press and hold the weapon release button and the bomb will separate as the solution queue passes through the reticle.
Get a little bit more space. 7 miles. See it.
Monitor the projected time to impact countdown displayed on the bottom right corner of the right MFCD, and also the left side of the HUD, below the airspeed indication. Keep the crosshairs over the target.
I think I just dropped the bomb. Uh-oh. Done screwed that one up. Messed that one up. Let's try that again. One more shot. What am I looking at? Oh, I'm on the wrong checkpoint. Okay. There we go. I see it. Negative 2 seconds. Okay, just dropped the bomb. Boom.
Nice.
Got it.
Let's separate out a bit and we'll use a GPU-38 for the second pass. Press the select rocker key on the UFC once more to select the GPU-38 profile. Your second target is on the northwest corner of the array, now marked with red smoke. Locate the target with the TGP and begin a gentle left-hand turn to line up for the second pass. Mark the target as the new SPI and begin tracking in either area or point track modes. IM release indication is similar to LGB CCRP release. Range carriage are indicated inside the reticle for maximum and minimum range. As you approach the release point, the ASL will begin to fall down the HUD, and the range bar of the reticle will begin to unwind. When the range bars between the maximum and minimum range carriage of the reticle, press and hold the weapon's release button until the bomb separates. Releasing the weapon's release button too quickly may result in a hung store error.
Did I drop the bombs? I think so. Missed.
Good hit on that second target. This concludes the training lesson on the employment of precision-guided munitions. You have a single GBU-12 and GBU-38 remaining to practice if you wish.
I do have a Gatling gun. Nice.
Pull up, pull up.
See if I can get them both.
Pull up, pull up.
No.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
So when I hold the first stage, it stabilizes the plane. To figure that one out. See, if I'll hold the trigger down, it makes it so I can't really pivot. And if I release, then now I can get full freedom. That is interesting. Have some. Yep, here we go.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
That about does it.
Altitude, altitude.
Alright, that's enough of that. Ooh, Purple Heart. Okay, look at that. Only 3 to go. Hey guys. Yeah, I wasn't able to see the text until chat until just now. Hey Jason. Hey Cold Smooth. How you doing? Saying how fast you can gain altitude. Yeah, the A10's a beast, man. I love it. Okay, landing was smooth as eggs. It feels like I'm landing a Cessna with the turn off this music. This music's hell loud. Hold on. Feels like I'm landing a Cessna with the A10. There we go. Yep, good stuff. I wish I can get the only way I could see chat in this game is if while flying is through Twitch, which sucks. So I'm trying to figure that one out, but I haven't figured it out yet. Yep, it's a little bit cooler today. It's only 102 degrees outside. Can you hear me all right? This is the VR setup, so it's a little different. Wait, I got an idea. I can just fire up. No, Discord doesn't work in VR either. Dang it. Yeah, but you can see how this is like miles ahead of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Welcome to the training lesson on the employment of the AGM-65 Maverick. In this lesson, we'll practice targeting and firing live Mavericks against a number of targets on the weapon's range.
Ooh. Alright, I'm guessing 2 are laser guided and 2 are... 2 are just going to be infrared. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll just check on chat every couple minutes.
The AGM-65 Maverick is a precision-guided, standoff, air-to-ground missile that is best suited against armored, air defense, and fortified targets. The Maverick can only be loaded on stations 3 and 9, and either from the LAU-117 single-rail launcher or the LAU-88 triple-rail launcher. The Maverick family of missiles includes several versions that differ in seeker and warhead types. The Maverick is a fire-and-forget weapon, meaning once launched you no longer need to guide the weapon. Practical engagement range of the Maverick is generally restricted by seeker lock-on range, and this generally happens between 3 and 7 nautical miles. When entering a combat area, you may wish to use the Maverick to eliminate any air defense units prior to approaching the target.
Okay. Don't have a landing tool on.
Combat Maverick versions carried by the A10C include AGM-65D, imaging infrared seeker with a 125-pound shaped warhead, can be loaded on LAU-117 or up to 3 on a LAU-88. AGM-65G, imaging infrared seeker with a 300-pound heavyweight penetrator warhead, can be loaded on LAU 117. AGM-65H, electro-optical seeker with a 125-pound shaped warhead, can be loaded on LAU 117 or up to 3 on a LAU 88.
Video camera.
AGM-65K, electro-optical seeker with a 300-pound heavyweight penetrator warhead, can be loaded on LAU 117.
It's not showing up. It says it's plugged in. Oh, it's probably just showing up as a keyboard instead of a joystick. No, there it is right there. Good. Okay, kneeboard on off. Boom. Okay, kneeboard next page. No, I should set to the previous page. Okay.
Let's review our payload on the DSMS page. Press OSB 14.
Hold on, let me set my Copoletti. Here we go. Okay, 133. .0 for tower. Okay. TACON 67 X-ray. Okay. All right. Now let's press OD on 14.
Today, we are carrying 2 AGM-65Ds on Stations 3 and 2 AGM-65Hs on Stations 9. Press OSB 2 to access the missile control page. All Maverick types require approximately 3 minutes to align the seeker gyroscope before being available for use or displaying a video signal from the seeker. As discussed in the DSMS lesson, you can use this page to set automatic seeker power on at a specific clock time or the aircraft's location relative to a specific waypoint. However, because the weapons range is nearby, let's go ahead and start the alignment process now. Press OSB 4 to engage the EO electro-optical power on.
Okay, I just had our clock start in the lower right.
The EO timer at the bottom right corner of the left MFCD now indicates time since EO power was applied.
Yep.
Now set the right MFCD to the MAV page with OSB 14.
Okay.
The MAV page is indicating a line while the missile seeker heads are aligning. The alignment process is complete. It will begin to display video from the priority missile.
Nice.
The sensor indication along the left side of the display means that no Maverick profile is selected for fire, and the missile is being used as an EO sensor. To make the Maverick easier to control, let's slow down the slew rate. Enter 2 into the UFC scratch pad, followed by OSB 8 on the MAV page. You can adjust the slew rate as desired throughout this mission. Press the spacebar key to proceed when set.
Alright.
Set your steer point for waypoint 2 and proceed with the takeoff. Climb to 6,000 feet, maintain runway heading.
Okie doke. Let's it looks like I already got permission to take off. Obviously I'm sitting on the runway. Okay, about 120. I'm gonna start rotating. A little heavier. There we go. Gear up. Maintain 160 knots. 10 degrees. Straight out departure, it looks like. Okay, 6,000 we go.
Set the master arm switch to on. To employ the Maverick most effectively, it's best to first designate a sensor point of interest, SPI, in the target area, and then use the slave all sensors to SPI command on the HOTAS to slave the Maverick to the SPI. You can then slew the seeker closer to the target, and once the missile is tracking, fire away.
Still lining though. There it goes. Change the contrast. Staring at the clouds.
Waypoint 3 marks the target range. Set your steer point for waypoint 3, range, and turn right to put the target range at your 12 o'clock.
Turn right, put it at 12 o'clock.
The map page is now displaying video from the HEM-65H loaded on Station 9. Note this version of the missile uses a CCD charge couple device camera, which is not suitable for low light visibility operations, unlike the HEM-65D on Station 3, which uses an IR infrared camera. Keep your airspeed around 200 knots so we have enough time to prepare for the attack. With the HUD set as soy, press the HOTAS DMS right command to select the HEM-65H profile on Station 9.
The HUD set as soy. Press the HOTAS DMS right command. Okay. And select the AGM H65 profile. DM. How's the H? On Station 9. Okay. Oh, it's not an M, it's an H. Okay. Now what? DMS right. I swear I'm doing it. Oh, it's coolie switch. TMS right. DMS right. Got it. Okay.
A dynamic launch zone, DLZ, has replaced the sensor indication on the left side of the MAV page. The DLZ consists of a collection of indicators that displays the Maverick's maximum and minimum range, allowable launch window, the current target range, and the estimated time of flight at the bottom of the DLZ. On the HUD, the wagon wheel indicates the missile line of sight, LOS, and will move as you slew the seeker. Make the Maverick soy by pressing the HOTAS coolie switch right and long command or holding the K key on the keyboard.
Got it.
Your first target will be a pair of T-72s on the southwest corner of the array. The target is now marked with red smoke. Waypoint 3 range is set directly over the target array. Because the current steer point is set by default as the speed, we can quickly slew the Maverick to the target location by pressing the HOTAS China Hat forward long command or holding the V key on the keyboard. The 4 field of view FOV corner markers around the center of the display indicate the visible area of the narrow field of view setting. Zoom in on the target by changing the MAV FOV to narrow by pressing the HOTAS China Hat forward short command or the V key on the keyboard.
Okay, just tell me to fire. I'm good.
The pointing cross below the center of the crosshairs indicates the seeker LOS relative to the nose of the aircraft. To target using the Maverick, we need to slew the seeker LOS toward the target using the HOTAS slew control switch or the semicolon, comma, period, and / keys on the keyboard. The seeker will attempt to automatically lock onto a contrasting target whenever the slew control switch is released. Because lock-on range is highly variable, it may take some time and a few attempts before the seeker is able to find a target. To prevent you from having to break off and try another pass, get some separation first, so you have time to reacquire the target.
All you have to do is just stop talking. These guys. Alright, get some distance here. About 2.5 miles away. I'll change that to 5 and I'll go back. So I'll change it to 10 because this guy's going to talk. Yep. How's your guys' day going? Alright, 7 miles. Split the difference. Turn around. Got it. Man, I'm just gonna fire it.
Rifle.
Maverick out.
Good hit on that target. Let's come off the target now and fly a few miles out for a second pass with the AGM-65D. Maintain 6,000 feet.
Yeah.
Employment of the AGM-65D will be identical, except the video will be in imaging infrared IIR. You can use the HOTAS boat switch forward and aft commands to select between white and black MAV indication on the MFCD.
That's
Setting
so
the
cool.
mode switch in the center position will engage the Maverick Force Correlate mode, which can be used to track a specific point of a larger target, such as a building. Before we
Hot as
roll in
balls.
for the second pass, let's review the targeting procedure. Select the
Yeah, chat delay sucks.
ATM65D using either the select rocker key or the US
I gotta figure this
or
out.
by making the HUD soy and pressing the HOTAS Demon's left-right commands or page down delete keys on the keyboard. Slave all sensors to speed by pressing the HOTAS China
Yeah,
Hat
let me
forward
check.
on
Let me
command,
check to see if
or
there's
hold the
ultra
V
low
key on the
latency.
keyboard. Select narrow FOV for the Maverick by
Yeah, one sec. I'm going to Streamlabs. Or it's probably into YouTube since Streamlabs doesn't have any setting on. Let me go into YouTube here. Yeah, Fox 2. Yeah, Fox 2 would be an infrared air to air. Yeah, Fox the Mavericks would probably just be rifle. You gotta yell rifle. Alright. Let's see what we got. YouTube Studio. Dun, dun, dun. Go live. Stream. Oh, stream settings. Okay, yeah, I see the latency settings right there. Normal latency. So, how do I change that? It's grayed out. Hmm. Yeah, it's grayed out. Can't do anything. Oh well. Go into Streamlabs now. Hit stream. Advanced. Stream delay is off. Retry seconds set to 10. Yeah, maybe you have to be maybe have to have more followers for it to work. Hmm. Oh well. It is what it is until it isn't. Start a new stream. Okay. All right. Well, let me hit end.